Hey everyone, this is Steve here from LL Mulhollem Counseling and Psychotherapy. Now check this out here. I've got this sponge right here. Looks like any ordinary sponge you might find around your kitchen. And check this out. If you squeeze it, what happens there? Look at all that water coming out. You couldn't really see what was in that sponge when I was just holding it, but when I squeezed, as soon as I started to squeeze it, you could see what was inside. Now, we're all getting squeezed in different ways right now. I can tell you that with this situation we find ourselves in. And there's perhaps an opportunity to learn some deeper things about ourselves in that when we're stretched out of our comfort zones, when we're squeezed in different ways, we see some of the things that are really inside, and we see them come out in a more profound way, perhaps during a time of testing, a time of trial, a time of such as this, when we're getting stretched and we're maybe not in our comfort zones, and what's coming out. And we have a chance during this time to maybe take a look at that in a deeper way. And we can look around about us, and people are responding to the situation in very different ways. We're seeing a lot of positive things. We're seeing a lot of people step up and help out their neighbors and sew masks. We had a friend drop off 2 masks for us a little while ago. Well, just a super kind gesture. We've got people chipping in with food in different ways, going to buy maybe food and dropping it off for neighbors. I mean, we probably all have this huge list of things we've seen just around about us of people stepping up in different ways, being resilient, showing courage, everyone working on the front lines of the medical teams, everything that they're doing. So there's a lot of different potential responses from something like this. But in our own lives, what's coming out of us right now as we're getting maybe stretched or squeezed in different ways? Are we still finding joy in life? Are we still feeling peace? Are we having patience? Or are we seeing the opposite of that? How are we with our families? Are we short-tempered rather than patient and long-suffering, recognizing this as a challenging situation, giving people room to deal with this in the way that they need to, being patient with each other? What's coming out is, are we maybe fearful? Are we having trouble sleeping? Are very anxious, depressed? And certainly, I know for me, I've gone through different phases during these weeks and experienced different ebbs and flows and ups and downs. I think some of that's natural, but at the end of the day, we really have a chance to use this time in a way to look at some of these things that maybe we don't always think about, and what's coming out of us right now. Are we happy with what's coming out? Or there's some things that we want to take a look at. One of the big reasons people go to counseling at all is that something in life is challenging them, and their response is not working. Maybe the response is maybe in a relationship there's a lot of conflict, and the response is anger, bitterness, resentment is what's coming out in that situation. And we know those things aren't gonna lead to a healthy, happy relationship. So what's coming out with our families, with ourselves, and so yeah, there's a chance to maybe look at that in a deeper way, and maybe learn something from this, because what comes out now are things that were inside, and maybe we were able to hide or not really totally deal with certain things in our life when we were just doing the normal thing, the normal routine, and running on our hamster wheels and being really busy, whatever your situation was. It's easy to maybe get stuck and not really focus on growth and what that means in our lives. So now's a chance, So this is maybe another challenge, would be to take some time and reflect on what, as we're getting squeezed in different ways, what's coming out, and are we happy with that? Are we content with what's happening, what's coming out of ourselves and how we are in this? Or is there an opportunity to grow in different ways? And the good news is we can change. We can change the way we think about things. We can change the way we respond in certain situations. And some people, counseling is a way to do that. And others, it's maybe a reading or reflecting. If you're a person of faith, what does your faith teach you about handling life situations, stressful, unexpected situations, crazy situations? What does your faith teach you? So yeah, what's coming out during this time? Are we happy with it? Or do we want to grow and change and maybe use this experience as a springboard to being different in some significant ways, in ways that would lead to greater peace and joy, contentment, and fulfillment in our lives? So I hope you all are well, and be safe out there, and we hope to see you again soon.